Hi guys, welcome back for the second video of this weekend. Alan Moore here with another fragrance review. On today's video guys, we'll be doing a discussion on a subject that's, does my head in at times. But it's something I've had to learn to live with because the reality, the world we live in now, what we pay for is not always what we get, but we have to find other ways of extending that fragrance. So I'll be talking mainly about these two bad boys today. These two here. You got Hugo Boss, the Scent Pride Accord, and you got Dores from the House of Rosace, right? So I've got a bit of a discussion going on about this fragrance, guys, and I think you might be interested yourself. You might even want to put your opinion in and send it, leave a comment about it, and give me your thoughts if you like, and we'll have a discussion. If you're interested in this, see me after the intro. See you in a minute, guys. Cheers. Okay, let's get this underway. Now, before I start, let me just say, any of these houses I'm showing you today, they're not bad companies, right? They've been around for a long time. Hugo Boss have, and other ones I'll show you, you'll see as I'm going along. These have got prestigious names. They've been in the business for a long while, and they're good companies. They're not giving out intentionally to annoy people or to give them something they're not really happy with. That's not really their intention, for what I can gather. But as a person who buys one of the fragrances that I find an issue with, I feel I have the right to make this video. And it's like a complaint about the performance on this. I'm masking. It might wear different on yours. But this is not just these houses. It could be with a lot of different fragrance houses that seem to be going around. I mean, the perfume and reviewer Aaron Tennant Stewart has commented about poor performance fragrances and being charged a premium price, which even as somebody established as Aaron, even Jeremy Fragrance has been doing it. Now these people are punching well above my weight. But, I bought my fragrance. I spent my hard-earned money the same as they have on these fragrances. So I feel like we have a right to put out a little bit of a complaint in and to say, come on, give us what we're paying for. And then there will be no problems then. It ain't how we don't like the products. It isn't how we don't like the house company or nothing like that. But there's a discussion going on here on this video today that makes me wonder, if one person did it, why can't the other one? So let's get underway. Now this one is the Hugo Boss, the Scent Pride Accord. And as I say, it's a fantastic looking bottle in your collection. Look at that. And the juice inside looks amazing. I love the style of the bottle. Cap pulls off there. We've got a nice atomizer there, look guys. And the smell, when you first smell this fragrance, guys, if you've never had it, you get like, this gives you a smell of maninka fruit. It's unique to this line, and it's mixing with, imagine you got like a tin or a jar of drinking chocolate, the powdered drinking chocolate. So you take the top off, you just smash that paper that separates it, and you get the waft of the powdery chocolate. Imagine that with the fruit from this, the maninka fruit, and that's what you get. And it's got such a unique smell when you're ready to put it on. It does really smell fantastic and really nice, the opening does. But unfortunately, that chocolate now to the maninka fruit, it doesn't stick around that long, right? So to me, that's the best part of this fragrance, the way it opens up. It's beautiful. Really smells really nice. But the performance on this on masking, if I put this on, after an hour and a half, I'm having to stick my nose into my arm like this to smell it. Now, for the price I paid for this at the time, it's just, it doesn't sound a lot of money now, but back in the day when I did buy it, £65, nearly £70, right, was a lot of money for a fragrance like this. Now, some people would say, oh, £70 nothing, and I don't live in that reality world. I work hard for my wages, and I want to buy a fragrance that, gives me something back in return. Now, Whether it's the chemicals on my skin, I don't know. Right. For all I know, this just falls off a cliff on my skin. It just disappears. Right. And it sticks really close to your skin. Now, I know they have to take into consideration all the materials they use in this, the pipe to make it, and the bite on the masses to appeal to the mass audience, which a lot of people, and the younger people who buy Hugo Boss fragrances, you might get one or two my age who might buy one, but the majority are aimed at younger guys or younger women if they want to wear a fragrance from Hugo Boss, right? So they've got a bigger audience out there. I'm just a small guy making a bit of a complaint here. I doubt it, they'll even take no note to me, but at least I've registered my complaint. That's the way I see it. And I said, there's nothing wrong with this company. There's nothing wrong with the fragrance inside it, apart from its poor performance on my skin. Now, I just had a discussion with somebody at work about this, and he said, well, they're appealing to the mass market. They are never going to compete with other people. And I said to myself, okay then, if that's what you're saying on the conversation, how come that this company, Rasasi, you're a Middle Eastern company, we all know Middle Eastern fragrances by now, right? These still have to buy, let me just put this down a second, guys. These have to just buy their fragrances, spend the money on their materials, just the same as they do, right? And they still have to produce this fragrance. This is based on Valentino V, right? So it's ain't no slouch in that kind of reality world. It's a nice style bottle, and to me, if this was like a personality, this is like Elvis, it's like the king. This is does everything, like, you know. You can perform, it gives you that satisfaction. You're wearing a sweet frag, very sweet. You know, but I've had more people at work, that place I told you where Joe worked before, on the COVID-19 site I used to work at. I've had more people there who bought that fragrance, so that because they smelt it on me. I always have shares in this company, how many bottles I've sold. Do you know what I mean? And my point is, this will last most of your working day. And when you could say, well, this reacts better with the chemicals on your skin, if that is the case, so does that. That's for another one from Rasasi. That lasts all day and some, right? So the point is, if these can make this and get this, you'll get this for what? I ain't joking. This, you look at yourself, go on eBay, type this in. I bet you get this for £25, maybe a bit less on some sites. If they can make this for £25 a bottle, right, and they can make it last all day and it smells nice, you know, it's not a Dior Sauvage or nothing like that, but it is nice fragrance in its own right. It's got a nice sweet smell, right, and it's got the lasting power. This will outlast that any day of the week. And yet I paid more money for that. And that's what I found annoying. You know, and this is where the discussion of where it was going. And the thing is, whether we like it or not, guys I used to work with at the different factories I worked at, all my working life, I'd walk through the fragrance with this on. And most people used to wear some kind of a deodorant spray like this. But I got fed up wearing that. I wanted to wear something like that. And everybody said, God, yeah, I wear it. And the reality was, it wasn't happening on these fragrances. This was just as strong as that, and that cost £2. And you think, okay, we all know we don't want to keep wearing that. We all prefer it. If you're a collector or you like frag, you want to wear this. You don't want to wear that. That's how it stay. But what I'm saying, £2, £65, nearly £70. There's a big difference. And that, people walk in with that and they say, how much you spend? You spent nearly £70 for that. And they look at you like you've got two heads. Now, unless you're in the fragrance community, you like collective fragrance, we can understand why you buy it. But the average Joe on the street, they ain't going to think we lost our minds if we told you to spend on that. And they walk in smelling like that. And that lasts just as strong as that. They think, hang on, you've been ripped off here. And after all, you think, well, maybe they might have a point. So, here's the reality of the world we live in now. Right, we have to either, this is another famous fragrance, another house company I love. I've got 4 different bottles of this stuff, Jean Paul Gaultier. And the Lamal, I bought this knowing that it was reformulated because I love the smell, but it doesn't perform as well as the old one. So now I'm left with this, which I still wear and I still enjoy wearing it, but I know it's not got the longevity like the old one I got. And I'm not going to spend the money just trying to search for the original one. But my problem is they couldn't keep making these things any weaker. When, sorry, people can do that, less money. There's no raw ingredients being bought to make this fragrance, and them both making it cheaper and better than that or that. And these are two of the most prestigious companies in the world. And like I said before, I'm not knocking the companies so people don't go and buy the fragrances. It's nothing to do with that. It's about the people at the top of the offices who are making these decisions about whether they're making these fragrances weaker or stronger. And the people who want to spend the money on things like this, they want to get this money back. And the reality is now, well, I'm having to live with, is I have to fill one of them up with one of the chosen fragrances, whether it's that one or that one. If I want to get that to work to last my working day, and that's what I have to fill up now with something to extend that lifespan of that fragrance. Now, I'm having to do that because I do love the smell of both of them fragrances, and I do like that one of the opening. That's unique on its own. I haven't smelt many fragrances that have got this opening, and it's beautiful. But I just wish they would, best give us what we're paying for. And I think I'd be satisfied then. If you got a boss, just up the game a little bit. Same as John Paul goes, give that a little bit of better performance. And now I've got in my collection, my cabinet, Ultramale. Now Ultramale will blow that out the water easy, and that one. And that's up there with the Rosassis. It's like a beast. I mean, it's done in a fantastic way, in my opinion. One of my favourite fragrances. I had more comments off my wife wearing that than most of the fragrances I've got. So if she likes it, it's a plus as well. So that's been the discussion for this video, guys. I hope, people out there are not going to stop buying some of these fragrances on this rate. It's not about that. It's just to let you know what you're going to buy. So if this comes out, like when I bought this, it hasn't been out very long. Wait for it to come down in price on the discounters, right? This discounted website. And wait till it comes down significantly before you buy it. Then you don't feel like you're spending as much money on it then. Because all the people on YouTube I was watching, and I'm not knocking these, it's their thoughts, their money, how they spend their money, but they're all giving this a good review. They were all claiming it got lasting power and everything, and yet on my skin, it just fell off a cliff. So, I hope you enjoy the content of this video. If you don't mind, please like, share and subscribe the video. All that stuff, Give it a thumbs up if you can. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a great weekend. See ya.